Stan Gibilisco here, from, in his wishes, the Long Wave Ranch near Cody, Wyoming, where the sun shines a lot and the wind blows a lot more. What I'd like to show you here is the solar wind, that is to say, the stream of particles coming from the sun and how it affects the Earth's magnetic field. Now normally the lines of flux, which are these dashed lines, would be shaped symmetrically on either side of the Earth's magnetic axis, which is more or less like a huge bar magnet. It doesn't run exactly through the center of the Earth, by the way, but you have your south and north geomagnetic poles, which, by the way, are the north geomagnetic pole is really a south magnetic pole and vice versa. That's why the N points north in a compass or in a bar magnet and the S points south if you dangle it from a piece of dental floss, for example. But when the solar wind, that is a stream of particles from the sun, high-speed protons and various other subatomic particles, strikes these lines of flux, it blows them out of shape so that you get a distorted flux field that looks something like this. Now when there's a coronal mass ejection, that is, in simpler terms, a huge solar fit, the solar wind blows a lot harder and this distortion becomes a lot greater. And in fact, sometimes these magnetic lines of flux become so unstable so as to produce electromagnetic pulses, which can affect communications and, at the worst, the computers and various infrastructures that rely on computers here on our planet Earth. An extremely severe mass ejection from the sun took place in 1859, before they had computers, of course, but they did have telegraph systems. And the electromagnetic pulses generated by the instability in this flux field were sufficient to induce current pulses in telegraph wires that were so intense that they started some telegraph stations on fire. Similar electromagnetic pulses have been observed in experiments here on Earth, and the danger that eventually another 1859 event will cause a solar hurricane and as a result a massive distortion and instability in this flux field. It's sort of not, a question not of if it will happen, but when. And if you happen to be at the Long Wave Ranch in Cody, Wyoming at that time and the sun is shining like it usually does, those electromagnetic pulses, well, they get through a cloudy sky just as well as they would a sunny sky. But all those long power lines that run out to light this place up would probably not work anymore, so you better have a backup power system ready. If I ever move out there, I plan to perhaps install a wind and solar power system completely independent of the utility and protected and hardened against the electromagnetic pulse threat, which, unfortunately, our infrastructure is not. Stan Gibilisco signing off from, in his dreams, the Long Wave Ranch near Cody, Wyoming, United States of adverse solar events. Until next time, so long.